Hello everyone, Maryann here, revealing light, tarot, astrology and spirituality wherever you are in the world when you're watching. A huge shout out to you. A few months ago, I don't know if I told you, one of my viewers sent me some Biden merch, and I thought, well, it's pretty apt to be drinking a cup of tea this morning as I do this political reading, looking at the SCOTUS decision, looking at Biden and Harris. And we'll also, there's some good news in this as well. Well, I think it's good news. Latest polls in swing states, or in some swing states, show that Biden has inched ahead post-debate. We shouldn't write him off yet. Is it Dark Brandon that he calls himself? The UK election, good news. Sir Keir Starmer's Labour Party leading the Labour Party to a massive, crushing victory. As I didn't predict the extent of their victory, but just under a year ago, I started reading on the UK election. I think it might have been post Boris or post whatever Tory disaster leader they had in at the time. And I said, yeah, no, Labor will take the election. And they did. I think my most recent reading was about a month ago, where I said that really, let's get down to tin tacks here, the people in the UK wanted change, and I underestimated the amount of change that they want. But yeah, prediction was on point. Labor did take out the election. Okie dokie, let's get started. We'll have a look at how the Labor Party is going to go in the UK, whether or not they're going to be successful. Are they going to be able to really lift the economy and reform the health service, give the voters the things that they are desperately needing. And of course, all of this, as you and I know, and I think my table knows too, that this is all as a result of, or most of it is a result of Brexit, and then COVID coming on the heels of Brexit really has impacted the UK very substantially. Also in France, I said that because I went against the pundits at the time, but I said the centralists, Macron's centralists, and the left would unite somehow to form some sort of coalition in this election. It's not a presidential election; it's a parliamentary election. Who would have the majority in the French Parliament? And the centralists and the lefts are uniting in order to keep Marine Le Pen's National Rally Party out of the majority, and so we've got time, we'll take a look at that. But first of all, let's look at the SCOTUS. It's hard to explain what the SCOTUS actually did. I did say that they wouldn't give him immunity as such, but they would rule that there's this immunity for official acts and immunity for unofficial acts. And I said ultimately it gets kicked down to the lower court to decide what part of the January 6 charges are official and what are unofficial acts. And of course, that is what happens. It's a type of qualified type of immunity, with the Supreme Court itself giving itself the power to decide what are official acts and what are unofficial acts. It's quite extraordinary. It goes against the Constitution. It's like literally they made this up to suit the circumstances of the time. And if you haven't listened to my Random Sage podcast, which I released this week, I was pretty blunt on that. I can be. It's a journalistic channel rather than a straight-out divination channel. That's why I hold to. It's more like I've got an audio podcast as the main object of doing Random Sage. But anyway, I did a podcast on Random Sage, and I basically was pretty blunt, and I said, look, it is time to acknowledge that the highest court in the US has been captured by partisan interests. And once we accept that reality, then we know what we need to do. And that is vote for my American friends, vote, because we do not want an unchecked madman in charge of the most powerful army in the world. And so everyone around the world has an interest in this election. So please do what you can to stop this occurring. And I know also, I just want to say, I acknowledge your fear, I acknowledge your anxiety, I acknowledge your worry. I share those things with you. I see them in the comments section coming through. I understand how deeply you're feeling about this. However, the logical and response to being vulnerable, I think it was Brené Brown said, vulnerability is a mark of courage when you go literally onto the battlefield, my words, when you don't know whether you can win or lose. So you go out in a vulnerable state and you fight the battle, even though you're in a vulnerable position. And that is really good counsel. Do whatever you can, get mobilized, and the election's in sight, okay? The election's in your sight. I have consistently predicted that Biden would win, that it will be a Biden win. Okay, I've also read on Kamala Harris. Has she got the ability, in another forum I read, has she got the ability to win? And she has against Trump. Such is the fear and now the motivation and rallying that's occurring around the country. All right, so around your country. Let's go to the High Court. Will SCOTUS be reformed? I've looked at this question before. I do think they will be reformed, but in light of their decision around immunity, I think that there's going to be strong moves after November the 2024 election on November the 5th. I think there's going to be eventually some strong legislative moves to curb the powers of the Supreme Court legislatively. And so let's have a look at this. Let's just pull the cards. Will SCOTUS be reformed in the years to come? Will the US's highest court be reformed in the years to come? Will the US High Court be reformed? So I'm seeing that there will be, and I keep seeing this, one of the High Court judges may pass or may retire due to ill health, or may just, I do see that. And so you will get more choice, more choices. So we have the Seven of Swords, and we get lying and deceit here, and we get in the past, and then we get weighing things up. That's interesting. That could apply to any number who may have literally perjured themselves in Congress in saying one thing and doing another. All right. Will the Supreme Court of the US be reformed in years to come? The Two of Swords. So there's a crossroads time right now. That's what happens. When there's a perilous time, whatever situation it is in your life, you're faced with a choice. You're faced with a decision and how you're going to act. And I'm using the Y spell, WYSPELL tarot. And this is the archer taking aim. Yet it's the Two of Swords. You have to decide where you're going to aim your arrows. And we get the Three of Swords as the crossing card in these two signifier cards. Betrayal, broken heart, and really it is the card of a divorce, a breaking up. And so many are deciding this very question as it is. I know that people feel vulnerable. I know they feel powerless, but that's not always going to be how it's going to be in the future. You will get your choice. Now we get the Four of Cups. I don't read reversals. The Four of Cups is just huge disappointment. I'm just going to leave it there. They feel that people feel that all is lost. I'm just going to leave it reversed. But there's a way through this disappointment. And we get the Ace of Cups, this overflowing of emotion. But this is also in the past a choice that was made, or choices that were made. The seed was already planted in the way that the Supreme Court justices got on the court. Brett Kavanaugh, for example, we know what his hearing turned up, and we know how that was handled. We know what happened to Merrick Garland as a choice on the Supreme Court. We know what happened with Amy Coney Barrett, rammed on within 2 weeks of an election when the election was going against Trump. The seed of what is happening now was planted then. Now we get the Two of Wands, something coming to fruition in time. Something coming to fruition in time. We get the Ten of Wands, the ending of a cycle. And this person has put down the heavy load that he's carrying, and he has hold of the Ace of Wands in order to move forward. So we are going to see moves to reform the Supreme Court in a very serious way. Now we get the Ace of Wands, that in the present position. And so this person has put down the burdens and is moving forward in a way with plans to do just that, to enact that reform. And there we get the Four of Swords, which was in the atmosphere around, which is ill health. What is ill health? It is your court that is ill. Can I just say that? And there are plans to bring it back into a more balanced middle ground. Now we have the Two of Cups here in the hopes and fears, and I just want to say that there are two things here. Many of you have said, I don't have any hope anymore. Well, Saturn's retrograde in Pisces, and some astrologers have said that's like a dissolution of hope. That's like fading hope. However, this is still in the hope and fears position. And so the fear is that deals have been done on that court, and I think we already know that. Alito flying the insurrectionist flags, Clarence Thomas's wife, helping to plan the false slate of electors or whatever she did, speaking to the legal people that are already charged on those for those indictments. She was put Trump in touch with John Eastman. So we have here the Two of Cups. So what deals? The fear is what deals have been done, what deals will continue to be done, but the hope is also coming together and making a deal with yourself and with those around you to unite, to bring forward more balance. And then we get the Three of Cups in the outcome. It is a yes card. It is a celebratory card. It's a circles of support. It is a coming together to reform the Supreme Court. And a period of time with the Empress card. She sows the seed. So the Ace of Wands is being planted. All aces is about planting a seed. And something comes to fruition in time. And that's exactly what is crowning this reading. What comes to fruition in time? Reform of the Supreme Court. The King of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the truth is out. King of Pentacles is my card for the ex-president, convicted felon. The truth is already out, and so there is a mobilization that's coming. Now, I feel intuitively this will be legislative reform. I don't see putting more justices on there. I see more so a good result in the election and then bringing forward legislation, whether that's to codify Roe v. Wade, whether that is to legislate some kind of ethics rules for the Supreme Court that are actually legislated and that can be measured against, a benchmark that they can be measured against. 3 strikes, you're out, something like that, whatever it is. Articles of impeachment if these ethic laws are breached. That was pretty strong, clear reading. Okay. Just expect to see more and more about this Supreme Court as we go. Now let's get on to Joe Biden. I have to say I'm absolutely gobsmacked at the lack of respect that reporters are showing Biden in the press, whatever they call them, huddles, rallies, whatever they are, when Biden Biden addresses them. They are just so rude to a sitting president, let alone an elder. Now, Joe Biden is elderly. Let's be clear about this. Joe Biden is only a month or two older from when the last primary was held, and he won them convincingly. What does that tell you? That tells you that people know that he's elderly, and it also tells you that his primaries were so emphatically won that the actual voters want him to continue. So I've always felt that there's something still big coming for Trump. And I do believe that's to do with Epstein. I know the Epstein files were released on this last week by the Florida government. Trump's in those call logs multiple times. What do you think some earnest investigative journalist is doing with those call logs right now? Okay, and I think there's more files to be released. And so I do feel that there is more controversy coming for Trump. And I don't know, if I had to choose between convicted felon and a president who actually has performed in multiple ways, I don't think the US realises that with its economy doing so well, that's not the case around the world. We didn't rebound so well after COVID, yet the US did. The CHIPS Act, creating manufacturing, bolstering manufacturing again. I mean, I don't need to go on. The transport, the infrastructure projects, that economy is really performing. Your economy, I know that is performing better, that we're all suffering without, not enough money in our hip pockets. But in Australia, our economy is just about stalled. But in the US, the economy is still growing. Okay. All right. Let's look at what's the question? I don't want to be disrespectful, and I refuse to stoop to the level of the mainstream media and say, can Gavin Newsom win? No, I'm not going to do that. Newsom is behind, has already come out in support of Biden. Biden's already emphatically said he's not going anywhere. The campaign war chest doesn't automatically go to whoever they choose. If they could agree on who it would be, it actually has to go to his vice president. And so the candidate that would replace Joe Biden, I have to tell you, is VP Kamala Harris. And many don't gravitate toward her. Many go, oh, well, a bit lackluster. However, when I pull cards on Kamala Harris, she wins against Trump. Such is the level of fear and loathing and I don't know, with Trump and the Republicans. They're taking people's rights away. What do people do when that happens? They get motivated. Okay, so a respectful question, please. Can Biden win? Can Biden win? No, will Biden win the November 2024 election? Will Biden win the November 2024 election? So there's definitely a crossroads. I'm seeing that 2 of Swords. We get the 7 of Swords. Okay, so there's a lot of lying and deceit around him. Fake stuff, viral stuff. Like someone posted, a MAGA troll posted that he was having some kind of a attack or something on the airplane, and that was totally false. He was having a health issue on the airplane, and just no truth in it. The selectively edited clip from the New York Times that cut out the paratrooper that Biden was talking to. So much. Remember, the two of Swords in this deck had a bow and an arrow. This bow is down. There are powerful interests that do not want Biden to win, and they would be moneyed interests. They are moneyed interests. They want the tax cuts. The billionaires want the tax cuts that Trump is proposing them. But the people on the ground, what do they think? We get the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so that confirms my reading of the situation that this is money, big moneyed interests are literally making shite up about Biden. Now we have the King of Cups. He's at the foundation of the reading. He's a Scorpio, remember, and this is my card. He's appeared in his own reading as the foundation. He's got one of those horn things that people blow to sound a clarion call, a rallying call. We get the devil in the past, okay? So greed and avarice. You want to know why this is happening? Yes, he's elderly. Yes, he had a bad performance in the debate. I've already have a look at my readings. I really step out astrologically why that occurred, why that night occurred, and I wish he'd consult an astrologer next time he has to debate. And you'll keep seeing is Pluto is squaring transiting Pluto squaring his natal moon. That's going to be there for over, I think, until the election time. So you're going to see him continually being undermined. Let's see what happens. Queen of Swords. Okay, so this is in the sky. This is logic. There's the drum. There's a lot of rallying going on. The High Priestess, this is secrets. This is things that aren't revealed. And we do know that I think it's Senator Mark Warner supposedly it was anonymous sources, But there seems to be things going on underneath the surface here. This is also about using your intuition. We get the Seven of Pentacles in the here and now. So this has been a wake-up call, but it's also a manifestation card as well. It's about what doesn't go your way, you plan again. And this is manifesting again for the future. And we get moderation and temperance in the atmosphere around. People want a moderate candidate. The Ten of Cups, the voter in the hopes and fears. And the outcome is the Seven of Cups. Choices. It's your choice. It is your choice. That's what this reading is saying. It is your choices. There are only good choices and there are only bad choices. There's an illusionary nature to this as well. And we get the Two of Wands, something coming to fruition in time. Dark clouds with a sunrise or a clearing, a rainbow forming on the horizon. What's coming to fruition in time? And we get the Sun card reversed. Okay, let's see what's happening here. The Chariot. Okay, so, and the Queen of Wands coming forward again. Base of the pack is the Emperor, the presidency, supporting the presidency and moving out of troubled waters. So here's what I'm going to say. This crap is not going to clear for a long time. They're going to go at it hard. And there is a rallying, a clarion call going out. Can he win? Something coming to fruition in time. The Chariot. Let's have a look at the reverse Sun. The Chariot and the reverse Sun. What is this about? Can he win? And we get the Two of Swords. It's coming continually back to say, the choice is yours. I'm sorry, this is a sobering reading. Do you join in, pile on, do this? Or do you do this? Judgment. It's an inevitability that the choice is yours. And then we get the Knight of Swords, the truth emerging. And we get the Wheel of Fortune change for the better. Okay, so you've got a way to go yet. And there's the Page of Wands here. Okay, so you've got a way to go yet before... Basically, the choice is over to you. The choice is over to you. And there's the Two of Cups. That's the hope. That's the deal. What are you going to do? So for all these bigger picture issues, you can't see the sun yet. You can't see that sunrise yet. But the choice is yours as to what you do. What you do, the choice is yours. Okay, so, and guess what? It's about hope. I know you said, I've got no hope. But that's what's underneath this card. Really, really, Spirit is saying, it's up to you. It's up to you as to whether Biden wins or not. He's not going anywhere. All right. following on from that, are they going to pressure him? Powerful, powerful interests there. Powerful, powerful interests. Is he going to resign? And again, that's over to you. Okay, so will he step down? Will Biden step down at the next election? Will Biden be pressured into stepping down? Only a few cards. Justice. I like to think no, he won't. The Lovers and the Eight of Swords. There's a lot of paranoia here. A lot of worry that isn't really worry, and then people coming together. And so when you ask me to predict can he win, he's not stepping down. He's actually got quite a lot of support. We get the High Priestess coming in, and then the Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving help. He's going to get, and there you are again. So no, he's not stepping down, though he is facing the Tower. But guess what? The Star and the Sun, and there's my Ace of Wands, turns up again. He will not step down unless he feels he can't win. At this time, he feels he can win. Can the Democrats win the next election? Absolutely. Absolutely they can. Interesting reading. All right, let's let's look at, I know you want me to look at Trump. Trump in July. Okay, well, I'm just going to ask. Is more coming out on Trump and Epstein? Is more coming out on Trump and Epstein? Is more coming out on Trump and Epstein? More coming out on Trump and Epstein. More coming out on Trump and Epstein. There's a waterfall here, and we've got two people touching behind the waterfall. So something is in secret. Something is currently being, I don't know, somebody's reached out to somebody. That could be the High Priestess in Biden's spread as well. There are matters yet to come that we know nothing about at this time. Okay, so will more come out on Trump and Epstein? Will more? It's like so obvious too and intuitive. There's so much more there. Will more come out on Trump and Epstein? Don't expect to read about it in the New York Times. There's your star. There's your star. And then we get the Nine of Swords. A lot of anxiety here. There's the Sun card. Woohoo! Puts the reading into perspective that there's more to come. A full illumination here. And there's the Two of Swords, which will clear the question up once and for all. That's in the past. By the time this comes up, people will know. We get the Hermit card, isolation, review, introspection, and it's inevitable. That is the card there. It's inevitable. Clarified by the Eight of Swords. I don't like that image at all. There's a woman out there that's perhaps talking or thinking of talking. There's his fight to the press, or it'd have to be an independent media because I don't, obviously won't be published in the New York Times. So we get at the base of the pack the Five of Cups. Remember the psychic on Fox News had the Five of Cups for him. It's coming. It's coming. I've told you before, it's coming. Okay, let's get off that. Please have some brevity. I'll release this video today on Sunday because I'm babysitting tomorrow. So you'll get it a day earlier. And I won't be back till the end of the week with something else. Okay, so let's go to the UK election. I might change the decks and go to the traditional tarot. Have another sip of the Biden. It's going to be all right, okay? It's going to be okay. Your court is reformed in the years to come. This will never, I can't say never happen again, but this same court will be checked. I actually do feel the qualified immunity will be overturned later on. I feel it can't stand because it's so totally against the impeachment clause in the Constitution, the actual Constitution. No person is above the law. The foundation of the American Republic. It's just not going to fly. Okay, UK election. Sir Keir Starmer pulled off he and his party, massive win. Farage obviously did get in. He took I think 3 seats for the Reform Party. That is just a very, very small nucleus. This guy's got a big mouth, and you'll hear him, carry on, Nigel Farage. But literally, Sir Keir Starmer, Labor Party, 410 seats. 131 for the Tories. Wipeout. Okay. Can Sir Keir Starmer, can he reform what he needs to? Can he create some kind of... Can he turn the ship around? Can Sir Keir Starmer give the voters what they ask for? Reform and... reform of the economy. Can he lift the economy? What it has to do with Europe. He will form stronger ties with the EU. Okay. Well, can Keir Starmer be successful? Can his government be successful? So we get the world card, major endings of cycles in the UK, major ending of cycles. I want to check the Royals chart for July 15th, and I'll tell you why later on. It has to do with Algol, but I'm not saying the monarchy's ending, but we're just seeing huge cycles ending in the UK. And then we get the moon, a lot of volatility crossing this ending. It's not going to be easy, obviously. Standing his ground, defending something. What's he defending? Well, he's defending the UK, really. The Two of Cups in the past, that is the covenant, the deal that voters did. We have the Ten of Swords, complete and utter downfall in the sky. Okay, have a look at this. That's not for him. This is the circumstances of the time. Then we get the Seven of Pentacles, the crux of the matter in the immediate future. He has to literally turn the ship around with another plan for the economy. Let's see if he's successful. The Queen of Wands, the charismatic person that gets things done, the fire sign. And then we get the Eight of Cups. There's a lot of loss here. I would wager women feel, I don't know why, but they want more of a say there. Sorry, the Three of Cups, not the Eight of Cups. So we get, support for his plans. We get the Five of Wands in the hopes and fears that, this crap finishes. It's not just in the American politics, it's everywhere. Yeah. Okay, it's slow but sure. That's the outcome card, the Page of Wands. It starts to move forward very, very slowly, but you can see the depth of problems that exist. It's moving towards strength. Okay, thank you, please. And then we get the Ace of Wands. Yeah. Wow. Gee whiz. This bloke, he's going to start off slow. It's not everything gets better overnight, but whatever he does moves toward a stronger position, and people start to hope again, start to think that this can actually be done. You get the Four of Swords. There's a lot that's that health system. Three of Swords, people feeling absolutely, I don't know. But then we get the change, the Wheel of Fortune. So it's not going to be an easy job, but it looks like he's going to do it. It'll start small, but the economy is moving back towards strength in time. But give him a chance, because it's pretty bleak. It's pretty bleak there. Okay, one more before I go. Will the centralists and the left defeat the National Rally's majority, or predicted majority? They haven't got it yet. Can the centralists and the left defeat the far right wings? National Rally, Marie Le Pen's party. Can the centralists and the left defeat National Rally? Can the centralists and the lefts unite for a majority in the French Parliament and defeat National Rally's predicted majority? Can the centralists and the left unite to get a majority in the French Parliament? Ten of Cups. Looks like if there's runoffs being held now, that's the voter, and we get restrict. Okay, so let's have a look what that means. Pretty much yes. I mean, that's the beginning of the cycle in France. That's the foundation of the reading. That's the full card. That's a yes. We get the deals that were done between the centralists and the left. It's quite inspiring what's happening there. Many of the people are dropping out just so that the centralists and the left are buoyed to beat the National Rally. Guardrails in the sky. And then we get, it'll be close. It will be very close, weighing things up. The moon card, things underneath the surface. A lot of volatility in France around these elections and a lot of secrecy, things that aren't necessarily good. I can't say good, but there seems to be a little bit of nefariousness somewhere. The Queen of Pentacles in the hopes and fears. Economic stability is what the voters want. And we get the Knight of Wands. So I'm going to say that's fairly quick. You'll hear something soon. They are going to King of Swords. They are going to be successful. And the Eight of Pentacles. There's a complete remake, I think, of the Parliament, but they are going to be successful in holding back the National Rally according to these cards. However, it is close. It is close, and we have to acknowledge the volatility that exists there, that National Rally did so well. They are, sort of like Farage in a very sophisticated French way. Okay, by the way, I've got 20% French. I did the ancestry test, 70% or 68 point something Scottish, Irish, Welsh. That's the majority of me in my DNA. Then 20% French because my mother's people came from France over to England, Scotland, Wales, and their surname meant coast in French. So we're from the French coast. 99% French. And then 10%, 9.6% or something, Scandinavian. So that's the Vikings hopping across to Scotland and Wales. So that's my DNA. Scottish, Irish, Welsh, French, and Scandinavian. Okay then, bye for now. I'll be back again soon. Cheerio. Have a good weekend. Try not to worry.